Papakha, also known as astrakhan hat in English, is a wool hat worn by men throughout the Caucasus. The word papakha is of Turkic origin. There are two different Russian papakhas. One, called a papaha, is a high fur hat, usually made of karakul sheepskin. The hat has the general appearance of a cylinder with one open end, and is set upon the head in such a way as to have the brim touch the temples. Some of them come with ear flaps which can be folded up when not in use. The other, called a kubanka, which is similar to the papaha, except shorter and with no ear flaps. Papakha are very common in eastern Armenia and Nagorno-Karabakh, as well as other mountainous regions, where a man's hat is considered a very important part of his identity. In Georgia, papakha are also mostly worn in mountainous regions of Savi, Kavi, Shalati, and Tashati. Papakha are also very common in Azerbaijan. Papakha are also donned by the Chechens, Dagestanians, and other Caucasian tribes. In 1855, after the campaigns in the Caucasus Mountains, the papakha was introduced in the Russian army as an official part of the uniform for the Cossacks, and later for the rest of the cavalry. Russian and Soviet army uniforms. Shortly after the Russian Revolution of 1917, papakhas were removed from the new Red Army uniform because of their association with the old Tsarist regime and the fact that many Cossack regiments of the Tsarist army fought against the Bolsheviks. During the Russian Civil War, many Bolshevik cavalrymen and officers wore papakhas or kubankas because many of them were Cossacks and the hat had been part of the cavalryman's uniform. Papakhas became part of the uniform again in 1935, but in 1941 were reserved exclusively for full colonels, generals and marshals, thus becoming a symbol of status and high rank. In 1994, they were once again removed from military use. Allegedly this was by request of the wearers, who found the hat inefficient. The act of removing the papakhas was seen in some quarters as an attempt of the Boris Yeltsin regime to abandon earlier Soviet traditions and symbolically demonstrate the country's commitment to a new political course. In 2005, papakhas were reinstated.